Hey everyone, welcome back to new content of Cybrosys. In today's video, we will be discussing about the work order dependencies. So in manufacturing of Odoo 17, work order dependencies defines the relationship between different work centers, establishing the order in which the work has to be completed. So let's say we want to just manufacture a product called cable management box, and we know while manufacturing this product, it undergoes with different operations, and these different operations will be done from different work center. And we can just tell our system that certain operations has to be completed first, and later on completion of this task or operation only we have to start the other operation. So to manage the work order dependencies, we have to enable or activate the work orders under the configuration settings of the manufacturing module. And once it's done, you can see the work order dependencies under the work orders. So let's check the functionality of doing the half the tasks are done, or the half the work centers do the operations one by one by using the work order dependencies in Odoo 17 manufacturing module. When manufacturing certain products, specific operations may need to be completed before the others can begin. In order to ensure operations are carried out in the correct order, Odoo Manufacturing features a work order dependencies settings. Enabling the settings allows for operations on the bill of material to be blocked by other operations that should occur first. The work order dependency setting is not enabled by default. To enable it, begin by navigating into the manufacturing configuration settings, then enable the work order dependencies, work order settings if it's not already active. After enabling the work order settings, the work order dependencies settings are available below it. Enable work order dependencies, then you can save it to confirm the changes. Now we just need to add the dependencies to the BOM. So in order to manage that, let's move on to the product, and under the product here, we are going to manufacture the product cable management box. So we know different components will be required for manufacturing the product cable management box, which are screw and wooden panel. Now we can just configure the dependencies to the BOM. For that, you can just move on to the More button, where you can find the bill of material. And in the bill of material, here you can see the components that is required. And under miscellaneous operation, here you can see that we have enabled the operation dependencies. So later on, under the operation, here you would be able to find the different operations that is going to happen in different work centers. That is assembling cable management box and cutting panel. So here you can see that first we have to just cut the panel, and then only we just need to perform the assembling of the cable management box. So first we can see that under the operations, we can set the operation name as assemble cable management box, and that assembling will be done under the assembly line 1. And we have to block it by the cutting panel. And you can see that the first operation that gonna perform will be cutting panel, and here you can see it's not blocked by any other operations. So later on, we can just create a manufacturing order. So in order to manage with the manufacturing order, let's move on to the operations. And under the manufacturing orders, here let's create a new manufacturing order by clicking on the new button, where you can choose the bill of material. And you can just go to the bill of material and choose work order dependencies for cable management box. So as I choose the bill of material, all other details such as the components and work orders will be automatically configured over here. Now we can just save and confirm the order. As we just confirm the order, here you can see that it's been blocked by the work center. And before viewing that, here you can see that we just need to enable the start date and end date over here, which we have set over here. So in order to manage these things, first we just need to pick the components and place it in the work center. So let's move on to the transfers. Here you can see that we haven't picked the product yet. The components yet in order to manufacture the item. By clicking on validate button, we can just pick the item. And here you can see that now we have just picked the item and moved the item into the work centers. So here you can see that now the status has just turned into ready, and the status of the work center assembly line 1 is now just flopped. So after confirming the manufacturing order, selecting the work orders tab, you can view that the work order required to be complete it. Any work orders that are not blocked by different work order display as ready tag in the status section. Work orders that are blocked by one or more work orders display awaiting for another work order tag instead. Once the blocking work orders are completed, the tag updates to ready. Now we can just start the work. So before starting that, we can just plan the work orders to the work center. So let's click on plan, and now we can just start the work. So as you just click on start, you can see that the cutting of the panel starts in the work center cut station, and once it's done, you can just click on 10 over here. So now as we have just completed the cutting of the wooden panel from the station, that is the cut station, you can see that now the second step that to be done will be the operation is assembling of the cable management box from the work center assembly line 1. So let's start the process or the operation over here. So for that, you can just click on start, and once it's 10, you can just click on 10, and we have 10 with the assembling of the cable management box. So as you just move on to the transfer, still you can see that it won't be completed because we haven't closed the production over here. Now we just need to close the production in order to move the item, that is the manufactured item, into our stock. So for that, we can just navigate into the shop floor. So in the shop floor, you would be able to find that cable management box with 1 unit, and we just need to close the production. So here we have to supply the load or serial number. So as we haven't supplied the load or serial number, let's close over here and let's move on to the manufacturing module. And under the operations and under the manufacturing order, you can find this is about to close, and here we can just add the load number, and let's add that later on. Let's back to the shop floor, and here you can see that we have provided the load number, and let's close the production. And now we can just close the shop floor and let's move on to the manufacturing module. And in the manufacturing module, you would be able to find that we can just manage with moving of the item from the work center to the stock. So as you just move on to the transfers, here you can see that it's ready. And by clicking on validate button, the product will be moving from the warehouse post-production location to the destination location as the warehouse stock. Now we have just done with everything. Now you can find the planning. So as we just move on to the planning by work center, you can see you can just remove these work centers and in progress, ready or waiting or pending over here. So here you can see that already we had a manufacturing has done with the same work centers, and first the process has just started from the cut station, and later on it has just moved into the assembly line 1, which is shown over here, and the time everything will be calculated over here. So that's all about managing with the work order dependencies in Odoo 17 manufacturing module. So the work order dependencies effectively maintain and coordinates the works between different work centers. So I hope this video clarifies how to manage the work order dependencies in Odoo 17 manufacturing module. So if you want any Odoo customizations or Odoo tutorial videos, feel free to contact Cybrosys. As always, stay awesome and thank you for watching the video.